So right now we're in Roots Cafe, one of the most popular restaurants, especially brunch, in all Millcreek. That's why people love Millcreek. There's so many awesome restaurants around here. It was hard to choose which one to come to actually film this because there are so many awesome brunch places. Roots Cafe is kind of in the downtown portion of Millcreek, but to tell you the truth, there is no downtown in Millcreek. Millcreek is a very residential area, and the reasons why people like living in Millcreek is because of the close proximity to the mountains. I mean, we're really close to both Big Cottonwood Canyon and Millcreek Canyon. We're also probably 10 minutes away from just about everything. So freeway access to downtown Salt Lake City, 10 minutes to, the ski resorts up at Big Cottonwood Canyon, and 10 minutes from really any major restaurant or shopping center. And it's because of that convenience that a lot of people love living in Millcreek. It tends to attract a lot of outdoor enthusiasts because of all the parks nearby, the hiking trails, Tanner Park, all the biking paths. There's just a lot of outdoor stuff to do, not to mention the REI that is in downtown Millcreek. All right, I ordered the breakfast sandwich. I'm gonna let you go ahead and take a look at that delicious sandwich. Looks like we got some sourdough bread, egg, sausage, onion, avocado. It had the title spicy on the menu, so we'll see how spicy this is. If I start coughing to death, you'll know how spicy it is. A little jalapeno. That's not bad at all. That's a good sandwich. All right, let's cool that sandwich down with the latte. I ordered just a real basic hot latte. Gotta say, probably one of the best lattes I've had. Yeah, that's good. There's a reason why this is one of the most popular restaurants in the area. Hey, it's Scott. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we're gonna be exploring Millcreek, Utah, one of my favorite cities in the entire state. We're gonna be walking through, looking at real estate, talking about the schools, the economy, the jobs here, the proximity to the mountains, and why so many people love moving and buying real estate in Millcreek. This will be a super informative, but also hopefully somewhat entertaining video. I'm gonna walk you through all the pros and cons of living in Millcreek, Utah. If you're considering moving to Utah, or if you have questions about this area, my contact information is in the description below. Please reach out to me and send me a message. My team and I would love to help educate you on this area, walk you through the home buying process, and answer any questions you have about real estate in Salt Lake City. I'll point out some features and things common from Millcreek houses and kind of what to expect if you plan on buying a house here in the Millcreek area. So first and foremost, a lot of these houses were built in like the 50s and 60s. So you'll see some of the older features, and then you'll see a lot of people will kind of start upgrading over the years. So for example, in this house, beautiful, these are like original hardwood floors. You can even hear the cracks and creaks as we walk around. But then you got things like the plantation shutters that are kind of a newer design and feel. It's super common in this part of Salt Lake to even have like fireplaces. You have these original beautiful wood fireplaces that people will eventually convert to like a gas fireplace. But fireplaces, really cool aesthetic, and you're gonna see that as a very common theme throughout the Millcreek real estate area. In this particular house, you'll notice that lighting fixtures are renovated and updated. This whole kitchen has been redone, so new quartz countertops, new sink, backsplash, lighting features. A lot of the appliances are brand new, but you kind of get a little bit of that old original feel that people love about Utah and Salt Lake City, and then you get kind of some of the newer aesthetic pieces to it. So let me show you this side of the house. We have the master bedroom off here to my left, your right, and then a little nursery that we got back here, but let's go check out the bedroom first. So master bedroom, really beautiful. You're kind of right off the main living portion of the house, and you got this nice hardwood floor that goes throughout the upstairs, which is really nice. You have that like consistent flooring. What's unique about real estate in Millcreek is you'll get a little bit of everything. Not every house is super old. There really isn't a ton of new construction. It's a lot of houses similar to this, but there's a huge variety and diversity, right? Like you'll see some different architectural styles. You'll see a lot of ramblers, but also some properties that have the bedrooms upstairs. Basements are very common in general in Utah. This house has a basement. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath. 2 bedrooms upstairs, 2 bedrooms downstairs. a bathroom upstairs, a bathroom downstairs. Let me show you the second bedroom up here that these guys are currently using as a nursery, but this is pretty common. This house is like 2,400 square feet, and it's very, very common to see about half the square footage on the main level if it's a Rambler, and then the other half the square footage in the basement. So let's walk over to the other side of the house. I'm gonna show you this really, really cool bonus room that I think makes this house a little bit unique. All right, so here's the bonus room. This is probably my favorite part of the entire house. You have this big open area with, guess what? Another fireplace. I told you it was super common here in Millcreek. But you have this nice entertaining area for kids and families to hang out, for people to come over, you know, watch the Super Bowl over here. And you just get a ton of natural light with all these windows. You'll notice a lot of these houses are either facing east or west. If the front of the house is facing east, you're gonna see the Wasatch. And if you're high enough elevation and you're facing west, you'll get a really, really pretty view of downtown Salt Lake. So one of the reasons why people love moving to Utah is we have 4 distinct seasons, but it'll start getting cooler, you know, I'd say late November around Thanksgiving, early December. And then it kind of stays cool and starts getting more and more snow once we hit like January, February, and into March. And then the springtime, you get the opposite. You get flowers blooming, the leaves start to come back, the spring is really pretty here. And then because we're a higher elevation, we get that nice warm heat, but it's not humid like you would get in the South or East Coast in the summer. And then the cycle starts all over again. So if you want 4 seasons, Millcreek is the place to come. You're gonna get all of that here in Millcreek. The first pro of living in Millcreek is we're 10 minutes from everything. We're 10 minutes from the Wasatch Mountains, where you have biking and hiking trails, campsites, and all those fun winter activities. And we're only 10 minutes from really downtown Salt Lake City, where you have all the restaurants, the nightlife, all the amenities downtown. And we're maybe 5 to 10 minutes from freeway access. So Millcreek, because of its location, right along the Wasatch Front, but it's sort of halfway between the north and south side of the Salt Lake Valley. You're very, very close to just about everything, including some of the top restaurants and activities in all of Salt Lake. And Millcreek is one of the most walkable neighborhoods in all of Salt Lake City. If you look around, we're in this residential area, you'll constantly see people walking around with their dogs, with their families. It's a very family-oriented place and one of the most walkable neighborhoods in the entire city. The third pro is the highly rated school districts. We'll get into more detail further in the video on 2 of those high schools, Skyline and Olympus, both known for having incredible academics, incredible facilities. I mean, they resemble college campuses. A lot of people move to certain areas and buy real estate where the schools are really well known, and Millcreek is that area. The first con of living in Millcreek is going to be the lack of nightlife. This isn't necessarily a college town or close to downtown Salt Lake. This is very much a quiet, peaceful, residential type of area. So if you're looking to live somewhere where you could walk down the street and bar hop, Millcreek is probably not the place for you. But if you are looking for a place that's close to just about everything, it's kind of a mountain town because you're so close to the ski resorts, but it's very residential feeling, then Millcreek would be the right place for you. The second con is the housing affordability, I should say lack of affordability. The median price point in all of Salt Lake is roughly $500,000 to $525,000. The median price point in Millcreek is well over $700,000. So it's definitely a more expensive neighborhood, but it's because in general, the further east you live in the Salt Lake Valley, the more expensive the neighborhoods are. We're right up against the mountains. We're in a very good school district. These are very established neighborhoods. And to move into an area like that, you're gonna be on the higher end of the price point. The third con is Millcreek doesn't have its own dedicated fire and police department. It's a unified fire and police department. Now that may not be a big deal for most people, and it's not like Millcreek has higher crime rates than the rest of the city, but just know the unified police and unified fire departments means that they're basically sharing those resources with other smaller towns throughout Salt Lake City. So you'll never see a police car driving down the road that says Millcreek Police. It's part of a unified district that shares those resources with other surrounding areas. Now I want to tell you a little bit more about the school districts and specifically the 2 main high schools in Millcreek. Millcreek is the Granite School District. Now, Granite School District is a very large portion of Salt Lake City. If you were to look at a map, it covers not just Millcreek, but it actually covers a good portion of the valley in Salt Lake City. Now, Millcreek being on the east side is gonna have a little bit better overall school ratings and a little bit better overall ratings with the different categories of education. According to niche.com, Granite High School overall has a B- rating, but it is the #2 most diverse school district in the entire state of Utah. There are over 62,000 students with a student to teacher ratio of 25:1. There are a total of 63 total elementary schools, 18 middle schools, and 11 high schools. Now, talking about Millcreek specifically, there's 2 major high schools in Millcreek, Olympus High School and Skyline High School. Olympus High School has an overall rating of A- according to niche.com, has 21,000 students in their population, and is ranked number 29 out of 189 public schools in Utah. Olympus High School has a 90% graduation rate, and a recent poll showed that 95% of students agree that they feel safe at their school, which is a very important stat considering what's going on nationally with safety in public schools. The student to teacher ratio is also 25:1, and another recent poll showed that 91% of students and parents agree that there are plenty of clubs and organizations for students to get involved in at Olympus High School. So we're here at Olympus High School. It's one of the 2 major high schools in Millcreek. This is a phenomenal high school, very highly rated, but what you'll see is just how nice these facilities are. As we were pulling up, you could see the Performing Arts Center, you could see all their sports facilities. Right now we're standing right outside their baseball and softball facility. I gotta tell you, if I was in high school, I'd be super jealous of how nice these baseball and softball fields are, but it's a beautiful atmosphere. You've got the Wasatch Mountains like right there as you're playing sports. The high school building looks like a college campus. It's pretty incredible. A lot of people want to move to Millcreek because of Olympus High School or Skyline High School and what kids can get out of going to school there and all the resources that are available. What's up? We're here in the iconic Tanner Park in Millcreek. I'm here with my buddy Chris.
What's up, Scott?
Chris has lived in Millcreek for 7 years. I want to give you guys a perspective of someone who's lived here for a long time. Some of your favorite things about the area, some things that may be considered a con, and then tell us where we are and why Tanner Park is awesome.
Yeah. First things first, I mean, like Scott said, I lived in Millcreek for 7 years. I love Millcreek. It's one of my favorite places in all of Utah. I think very rarely do you find some place that's a blend of mountain outdoors culture, but still proximity to the city. I mean, as you can tell, we're just right away from the highways, both access points to the canyons, to Sugar House, to our office space. So I love the proximity of it, but we're also, it feels like we're not in the city. At all. It doesn't even feel like we're near neighborhoods. So things I loved about Millcreek, I absolutely loved the restaurant and food scene. Very few places will top the brunch spots of
Very true.
Eggs in the City, Lazy Day Cafe, Roots Cafe, as far as, and then my personal favorites for dinner, Provisions, Antica Sicilia. If you need a day night idea, I'd recommend going there. And then we're so close to both Parleys and the Cottonwood Canyons and Millcreek Canyon. So those are just some of the things I love.
Yeah, and as we've been talking, there's been like 5 dogs that have walked past.
Absolutely.
We're in a really cool place in Millcreek, Tanner Park. A lot of people come and walk their dog here and used to come here all the time, right?
Yeah. So this is one of my favorite places. One, you can bring your pup or you can run or bike just along Parleys Trail right here. And it's one of my favorite places if you want to get out and about, get good exercise, but also let your high energy pups out. Goes all the way down, kind of like a nature preserve trail down there, all the way to a stream where dogs can jump in and stuff. So
yeah, and these hiking trails and biking trails, like they go pretty far, right?
Yeah, you can take this, I mean, up into Parleys, you can loop it around to Olympus Cove.
Okay.
You really don't have a limit. If you're gonna go westbound, it will take you to the tennis center. And one of the reasons I love Millcreek too is it's just everybody's out and about. If you go through, if you get footage in the neighborhoods later, people are gonna be out just walking. They'll be, with their kids and strollers or dogs or riding their bikes. They're just constantly out and about, moving, and they generally are pretty nice, lazy, chill kind of
very outdoor activists, right? Like a lot of people that are into like outdoor activities like to live in Millcreek because of the parks, walkability.
REI's right here.
The restaurants you mentioned.
Mouth of the canyon. So typically a lot of people that love Millcreek are those that want to be outdoors, but also still close with proximity to things.
Sweet. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Thanks for the insight. Thanks for hanging out with me today and walking through Millcreek. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe for future videos where we'll be breaking down different areas of Salt Lake City. If you're thinking about moving to the Salt Lake City area, or if you want to learn more about these different neighborhoods, stay tuned. We'll be posting weekly videos. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time.